So good evening, everyone, and welcome to another evening of Atari Man 71 plays his entire Atari 2600 collection. After that, I will go on and play additional games and additional systems. If you like this video or this stream, please let me know. Give me a comment. Participate in chat. Do anything you want. Um, like the videos. Subscribe to my channel. I put out a video every day. Every day that I play, I put out a video, and then I put some extras out every once in a while. So we'll get into tonight's game. This is episode 13 in a collector series. Um, so tonight I have three games. I have Othello, Realsports Baseball, and Surround. So those are three games. I did not have them as a kid. I think I played a little Realsports Baseball, but it's actually pretty complicated. And in my little trial warm-up time, practicing, um, I didn't do very well. Othello, I played that game in real life. I had the board game. It was one of my you know, fond childhood memories. So, we'll see how I do in that. But anyway, I have a couple things to talk about. I'm trying out a new joystick. It's actually, I've had this for over 20, whoop, sorry. I've had this for over 20 years. I think it's from a Commodore or an Amiga or something like that. It has the same connector as the 2600, so it plugs into, sorry, I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way. It plugs into the back of my 2600, and it works. I pulled them out when I started to do this, and I checked it out. I actually have two of these. I checked it out, and this one, if you hear it, it's got micro switches in it, and the Atari controllers have just a circuit board and then contacts that push up against it. The Wicco controllers, I think those might have micro switches as well. This actually, with the ball on the end of it, it's actually easy to grab and manipulate. Um, and then both buttons on it. There's two buttons on the top. They both do the same action, so it can be run either right-handed or left-handed. The other thing I needed to confess is today I actually modified my Atari 2600. I got tired of the 25-foot cord coming out of the back of it. I had it wound up on a spool, and basically, it's just basically like a weight. And you all are aware that may be aware that I had issues with my power cord, and that's because the weight of the power cord. I'd grab it by the wire, and those wires were spindly, and eventually they broke. That was my own stupid fault. But I bought a replacement power pack, and it's actually pretty lightweight. I don't know if it'll last forever, but you know, at $8, who cares? It's disposable. um, so anyway, I modified the controller. I actually had an RCA, and I tried multiple RCA cables. I settled on this old Monster, the big, thick, heavy gauge ones, because they have good insulation, and it was comparable. The picture was comparable to what I got with the original Atari cord. When I went originally with a real lightweight cord, the picture was grainy, and it really wasn't up to snuff for doing this. Maybe if you're playing it at home, it wouldn't bother you, but I'm putting videos out there, so I want it to at least look decent. And so I replaced the 25-foot cord with a 2-foot cord. So I have it I have it just running across my desk here into a RCA extension cord that's like 12 feet, and it goes into my VCR, which is on the other side of the room, that I don't use for anything other than this. And so, that's basically a modification. The cord, here, I'll unplug it. It's actually pretty hefty cord compared to what it used to have. I don't know if it's even long enough to put it on camera here. So that's the end of my Atari. It's a blue cord, so I know it's modified, but it gives a good picture, and you don't have these 25 feet of cord wound up. That cord, I think, was originally because at the time that Atari came out, parents would always yell at their kids for sitting too close to the television. It's going to fry your brain, give you cancer, make you go blind. There's all sorts of things that they would say to kids. And so that allowed kids to sit back from the television. This was in the days of the old console televisions, the things that were like pieces of furniture. They were like the wood cabinet and big picture tubes, and so kids would pull it back and then sit away from the television and play their games and not be right up on the television that way. So, as I've said before, this is Pac-Man week because I'm playing Pac-Man on Friday, a couple days away. Atari 2600 Pac-Man. But regardless of that, I have a Pac-Man hat and I have my Pac-Man mug. So I'm gonna take a drink of my Kool-Aid, and actually it's Crystal Light, and then we'll get into the games tonight. So the first game tonight is Othello, and I'll look up my little cheat sheet here that I write up. So Othello was released in 1980, and it uses a joystick controller. The game was written by Carol Shaw, like I've said before, and I didn't have this as a kid. I didn't know anyone that had it. I had a real Othello board, which just has chips that are black and white on one side. Basically, the way you play Othello is you put your piece down, and if there are any of the opposite color in between two of your colors, you can flip them all to your color. So it's it's basically a pretty easy game, and the computer AI isn't really that smart, but it does have a little AI in it. It does do okay. I mean, I played it in practice and I beat the computer, so I'm hoping I beat it again tonight. That wasn't the case yesterday with checkers. Um, but the game is it's pretty simple, and it's kind of like checkers in that if you can make a move where you can flip the other person's chip, you have to make that move. So the computer can kind of back you into corners that way. So that's all I have for this game. Oh, I'm sorry. My cheat sheet. So VGR ratings for this game, they rated the graphics as 3, which is reasonable. And again, reasonable for a game that's basically like checkers is, I guess that's okay. And then playability is 4 for fun. So, okay. So I will put in Othello now. And I apologize for that white light right above my head. I looked at it. It's actually a shadow on my green screen. So, I'll turn off the static. So this is the game. So I will reset because I'm playing game 1. So there's my cursor in the lower right corner. So, I need to put my headphones on. This game doesn't really have very many sounds, but I'm gonna use them anyway. Because basically it tells you when you've made an invalid move. And so right here, I'll just do that sound for you. So that's an invalid move sound. And it might need a little more cleaning. The micro switch isn't perfect here. I accidentally tapped the button. This button on here is very sensitive. Ugh. Yeah. I should disconnect this button and just Oh no, I clicked the wrong one. So now he's got a lot of internal. Ooh, he gave me the corner. He's trapping me somehow. See, I just hair tapped the button on this. That's why I said this thing is very. So this is going to get me actually a lot of pieces. Let's see here. He's actually in a good position though. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh no, I can't block him. So I get another corner. So where is the best place for me to go? Oof. Killed me with that move. I don't have many places to go. One more. One more. Go down. So it's my turn again because he can't go. So I beat him 56-8 on beginner level. Um, don't really have a lot of extra time today, so I'm just gonna end Othello here and just say, if you enjoy the game, it is representative of real Othello. There's a little bit of strategy in it, and it's not the most challenging on level 1. Maybe I should have gone a little higher, but I definitely wanted to beat it after it beat me in checkers yesterday. And it was programmed by the same person, so that was Othello. The next game on the list is Realsports Baseball. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, this did turn on when I was... There, it blipped for a half a second. There we go. Old games. I'll need to clean this after, but most of these games, because they're ROMs, they really aren't that sensitive, and really just you need to clean the contacts off and make sure your Atari is clean, and the things will play. I mean, these things are almost as old as me, and they're still working like they did from the first day I had them, or the first day they were made. So this is Realsports Baseball field. I played home run the other day, so this is the second baseball game. I guess this was a result of how poorly home run looked. So Realsports Baseball was actually there's this whole Real Sports franchise that they basically put out. It's just improvements on the original games, the original sports games they put out there. And Realsports Baseball came out in 1982. So that was right before the bubble burst in video games. Realsports Baseball uses the joystick controller, and I may have played this once or twice as a kid. I know in practice, I didn't remember playing it. I do remember playing it because you can throw to fielders, but I was kind of starting to think, well, is that just similar to what we did in other baseball games on other systems and things like that? Because I know I played, baseball in a Nintendo Entertainment System, but maybe I played this game, but it wasn't really a part of my mainstay. I did play the old one when I was a kid, and I did better against people than I did against the computer. So let me see here. So VGR ratings. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I didn't go into anything else about Real Sports. Basically, it's basically the same rules of baseball. It's got 1-player games and 2-player games. The graphics are improved from home run, and there's actually fielders in the positions, and you have fly balls. You remember the other day when I played home run, I mentioned that it's just a straight line. You can't tell if it's a fly ball or what the deal is. Doesn't make fielding any easier, but it's an okay game. VGR rates the graphics on this game as a 4, which is good because they are definitely an improvement from home run. And the playability is 4 for fun, and maybe that has to do with your experience when you played the game as a kid. For me personally, I really wasn't that good at it, and I don't remember playing it that much. So I don't know if 4 is appropriate. Alright, so I have my Go Command controller, the fancy new one. So, start over for the recording. So this is baseball. we'll play game 3, which I said, so we'll reset this and we will see how the game goes. So players take the field, play ball. So there's a batter, so there you can throw to the fielders. First, back to the pitcher, back to the second, to the home plate, back to the pitcher. Okay, so now I need to figure out how to pitch. So that's the thing I was having trouble with. So I'm going to try to do a sinker first. That's not right. Okay, I may need to refer back to the instructions. See, I can throw intentional balls. All right, let me refer back to the instructions real quick. Bear with me. And if nobody comes into my stream, I'm probably going to start this all over. First, you program the type of pitch, then you throw the ball. As an ace pitcher, you can select fastball, riser, or sinker. You can also psych out your opponent by throwing an intentional ball. Push straight up to pitch a fastball, directly right to pitch a sinker, directly left to pitch a riser, and straight down to pitch an intentional ball. An intentional ball will always be countered on a ball unless the batter swings, in which case it counts as a strike. Well, that's what I'm doing. So let me go with this again. I'm going to try to do a sinker. So I'll push the joystick and then push the button. Push the joystick and then maybe hold the button. Okay. So to throw, okay, so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do fastball. The second baseman didn't even get the ball, and now he's got to go get it. I can't get the third baseman to get it. Okay. All right, so there. Okay. As usual, I'm terrible in baseball games. So I'm going to try a fastball again. Come on. And that bounced off the catcher. Okay. Fastball. What the hell? Fastball. Pitch. Why is it pick? 4-0. And I got no runs and no outs and no nothing. They don't count outs anywhere? Oh, that's probably the big 0 in the circle, in the center. So I'm going to do that. See, the second baseman doesn't cover second. That's a problem, especially when there's a force. It throws it to him in his position. Okay. Programmed. Come on. He threw that ball and ran faster than the ball. All right, so I don't know that I'm going to get anywhere with this. I may go to the next game, which gets me an at-bat, because I can't seem to figure out how to pitch it past him. He's hitting the ball. Christ. They don't even cover the plates. There I was. Alright, so I'm going to game select it to game 4 so that I get an at-bat. Okay. So straight back. Straight back is what I want. Terrible. I got lucky on that first pitch. Two outs. See, that's the thing. It's right over the plate. How can you even tell it's going to be a ball? I think he's just throwing all balls to me. I'm going to take this pitch. Come on. I hit one fly ball, a grounder, and then I got out looking. All right. So I'm going to throw him an intentional ball. Now I'm going to throw him a fastball. Why does it give me the outfielder? The second baseman easily could have got that ball. This game is frustrating. So I'm going to pitch him a ball again. Oh, no, I didn't. Why did the... I can't play this game. I'm sorry, guys. This game is terrible. My time's almost up anyway. I'm going to reset it so I get one more try to hit a ball. I mean, it knows it's a strike when I push the button because he's throwing balls. I mean, there's no difference between a ball and a strike. I'm just going to hit the button. I'm not even going to try to pull it. game is it. That's it. I'm done with this. This game is terrible. Throw that one in the garbage. I'm not even going to clean it. I was upset that it, was freaking out, but anymore, that game, you can have it. I mean, I'm so used to the later console baseball games that probably I'm spoiled a little bit, but that was just absolute garbage. So the last game on my list today is Surround, and I don't know if it's going to take the whole 20 minutes I have set aside for it. I might put another game in and just play it just for fun. I had some games come in today, and they're sitting here. I checked it. I checked some of them. Some of them worked. Some of them didn't. But I have Empire Strikes Back here. Maybe I'll throw that in for a couple minutes. Anyway, this is Surround. Surround was one of the original releases with the Atari 2600. So this game came out in 1977, and I think we have 2 or 3 more of the original 9 games, I think, that were released with the system. So there really isn't a lot to this game. As you can see, you're a brick and there's an opposing brick. I'll need to look at the instructions to see if there's any one-player games. I do know it was a 2-player game, and they were big on 2-player games because this was the evolution after Pong, and Pong didn't have one-player games. They didn't have AI in Pong. So this game uses the joystick controller. So I'm just going to leave this other joystick plugged in. The other one needs cleaning a little bit still, so I won't put that in. So I didn't know anyone that had this game, but I do remember playing it. Maybe my cousin had it. It's a very slow-paced game, and it's strategy. You're trying to keep your options open while closing in your opponent and forcing them into a bad decision. And it can be fun. And the more I think about it, the more I think my cousin maybe did have this game, because that might be where I played it, or he borrowed it from somebody. That happened a lot when we were kids. You'd loan cartridges to people and trade them, and parents would get irate because they just spent 40 or 50 bucks on a game, and then you're giving it to the kid down the street for some stupid toy of theirs or some other cartridge that you didn't have, just so you could play games. And there weren't such things as video stores back then and places to rent games. You had to buy them. I mean, that was it. That was the only way you got a game, is either bought them or traded them. And so kids, we were used to trading baseball cards and Garbage Pail Kid stickers and things like that. So it was just a natural progression to trade cartridges. We didn't know how much they cost, and parents definitely got upset when kids would trade cartridges. So anyway, this game, I guess the best way to describe it, excuse me, it's slow motion Tron bike racing. So I don't know if you've seen the movie Tron, but in the movie Tron, there's these bikes that they get into, and they build up these walls, and if you smash into the wall, you die. Well, that's kind of the same premise here. Incidentally, Tron came out in 1982 after this game, so maybe it was inspired by this game. And it's maybe going for a long shot on that, but it is possible. This was received pretty well, even though it's a pretty simple game. When it originally came out. A lot. It was original. It was unique. It wasn't just repackaging a game that was out there. Not that Combat, there was a game that was out there, but the kids played War all the time. This is something that was kind of different. So, okay, so there is a single player game here. So we'll you know, we'll look at this game a little bit, and maybe I'll take up my time with it. So VGR gave the ratings graphics a 1, which is poor. That's the lowest rating VGR gave out. But I mean, you can see doesn't get much simpler than this. Excuse me. And playability is 3, which is worth playing. Okay, so like I said, game 2 and 4 are single player games. So I will go to game 2 first. And we'll start off. Oh! Hold on. Apparently, you are the right controller in one-player games. You know, I wish they would have standardized something on that, but, you know, you had different people programming, and, you know, this was one of the original games, so they really didn't have anything to standardize on. I think later on, everything standardized to the left controller was player 1. And maybe that's what it is player 1 is the machine and you're player 2, so oops. Game 2. There we go. Oh, I tried turning again. Now it's just going to be a matter of outlasting him. Ugh. I knew that was going to get too tight there. Oh my goodness. No! Wait a minute. We both occupy. I thought we would collide. Yes. No, I didn't push down. I guess it's to 10. I didn't hear that. This game is actually pretty fun. I'm terrible at it, but I'm gonna try it again. behind my own head. I couldn't see what I was doing. Should have known better. Oh my God! I can't believe I lost that one. I was totally there. I was just so excited about getting it cut, I didn't remember. He's good at turning. Or he, she. That was like a game of chicken. Oh no! It turned too late. I'm terrible. Maybe I want to switch back to the other joystick. It's got a more definite feel to it. Takes forever. To get him to screw up. I say that and he just quickly messes up. Interesting. So now I got him boxed in. That was blind luck. Ugh. that's it. I'm gonna switch controllers actually. This is a game that other controller may do a little better on. I know I'm taking a chance because, like I said, it wasn't responding properly, and it'd probably just frustrate me. But this game is actually not too bad. It is worth playing. Maybe even say fun. Yeah, the AI actually is not a slouch. And the difficulty was on B. Okay. So that was game 2. So let's try it again. Yeah, it's definitely, the controller needs to be clean. That was almost the same as that other game. It's almost like they have a pattern based on what you do. We're crisscrossing each other all the way. Oh no. I made a critical mistake. That's it. I do think that the movement is better in this controller though. More controlled. I thought I had that one won. No! Oh, maybe my left is not working. I'm looking at him. I'm not paying attention to myself. Anytime I have most of the board, that's it. That's game. I beat him. So it's basically 8 o'clock now. Went through the 3 games tonight. I will go through 3 more tomorrow. If you enjoy seeing videos like this of old Atari games, please please subscribe on YouTube. Please follow me on Twitter. Please follow me on Twitch. I stream every night from 7 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. Not every night, but Monday through Friday. Weekends, I spend a little time kind of doing some research on the games and kind of preparing. I hope, even though I'm not super prepared when it comes to this, I hope that it comes off as just not me throwing in cartridges and playing. I do a little research and kind of put my own story around it and kind of give a little information about the game too. So that's it for this evening. So stay healthy, wash your hands, social distance, follow, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I will see you tomorrow with 3 more games. Thanks. Have a great evening.